G'day, guys, ladies and gentlemen, and all the kangaroos, koalas, and all the other stuff that happens around the world. My name's Jay. I'm away from Australia, and it's WrestleMania weekend, and I've got it in the background. Cody Rhodes going Bloodline Rules this tonight. It's going to be an absolute shit show, so I can't wait. But anyway, that was it. And we've got the lovely Diane, my partner in crime, one of my partners in crime, Diana, over in Washington or wherever in America it is. And this is Life Theories, episode 55. We've got Solomon King hopefully coming in to have a bit of a chat about life and where it's at. And how are you, Di?
Pretty good. Just I think adjusting to all the changes, kind of going with the flow. There's a lot going on in the world on many levels, and I think just going with the flow, surrendering, and kind of learning to have more of that approach to life.
How are you after your holiday? Because you remember when we go on holidays, our energy changes from from work until, like you definitely get to feel a different energy when you go away or you get into a different mode, and it's a mode that you like to be in. Your energy goes up. Your vibration changes. How have you felt when you're getting back to your real life? I guess in some ways, which is bullshit from my concern, but anyway.
Yeah, really, it should be the opposite way around, right? Really, we should be just living that way in general, but we are living.
There you go, like, hey, clickbait that.
So, I mean, I went on vacation to Puerto Rico, which was cool. I've been working, doing a lot, and I just want to enjoy life too. I think sometimes we get so caught up in the doing, and like working hard and hustling, and there's nothing wrong with that, but it's about balance, also taking time to rest and enjoy the things that you work so hard for. Because what's the point in doing everything if you're not even going to enjoy the life that, you're like working hard for? You know what I mean? Some people get too burnt out and they don't even have time. Like they're so busy trying to attain a goal, or it's like a means to an end, and they forget to enjoy the current moment as is, no matter what's going on.
Yeah, well, that's pretty much it. The way I'm looking at it is basically you get a feeling of where you want to be or how you want to be, and like, I guess when you're focusing on one thing to a point, it sort of gives you the shits a little bit in some ways. But you just got to get some balance in life. You know what I mean? Where you want to be and what you want to feel, and like, I guess it's hard to look at. I look at WrestleMania now, and that's the feeling you want to be in every day, and that's it. It's not a case of jumping out in the crowd and doing that, but living that lifestyle of something that you love. And I got a video which I'll talk about next time about with Greg and Michael. Actually, Greg Riley, my mentor, he put a video out about how to transfer, and this is relevant, which I might actually we have to, sort of the four of us have to watch this video together. How to transfer from 3D to 5D with your business. Now, what I mean by the business is, guys, is you've got this skill that you've learned through your story. How do you transfer yourself into mentoring, which we all want to do, let's be honest, getting our story out there to help others become better people. So how do we do that? Because it's, you're walking into a cesspool of shit. Here we go. Here's controversy. Here's controversy for you. Half the people, the problem with the world is people don't know themselves. They want the answers, but they're not willing to do the work. Now, what I mean by that is not willing to do the work. They're moved the wrong way. Now, what I mean by that is they're not actually working with their inner selves like we all have, because people miss that, and people actually miss that and actually do the pure work. That's how I found it, because a lot of people want to get to the end. And shout out to Greg Riley, my mate, who called out the stuff. So what happened is he actually called out and said doing all the psychic stuff, spiritual stuff was not bullshit, but in the scheme of the life timeline, it went the wrong way. What you mean is people go to tarot readings and all that shit without actually not even having the balls. It's basically not understanding that having the guidance, like we never had the guidance for it. Let's be honest. We found ourselves. We were very guided upstairs. Having the guidance to say, look, you've got to go through this shadow first. You got to go through that life change and understand yourself and understand human psychology before you go and do all this stuff. There's all the stuff that we've got is like, connecting to the universe, spirit guides, all that, all legit. But to access that properly and manifest properly, you got to look into yourself. And people don't want to do it, or they don't know how to do it, or they're guided by people who don't have a clue. There you go. Bang, clickbait. Oh yeah, like I think the big thing is, and I'm going on my high horse here, which I'll probably do, is for years there was experts out there, and the experts have done a great job, and they've got their place in the world. Psychologists, psychiatrists, all that shit, right? Great. Have they actually walked have they walked your path? No, not that I know of. And that's where the understanding comes in. And to understand all the other stuff, which they basically blew off with, and this is where the conspiracy theory comes up. Clickbait 2 is disconnecting us from the earth.
Yep.
Right? And they go all this fucking medical bullshit. Study the human mind, all this stuff. I had a great bloody counselor. But I had the guidance of someone else outside that to make it happen, if that makes any sense. So I had that path to where we are right now. A lot of people don't have that path because the spiritual community is exactly the same as, you go to those mind, body, spirit festivals and they're great, but everyone's trying to make money because they're paying $1,500 to $2,000 to $4,000 per stall.
Yeah.
So what's their first focus?
I think we talk about the 3D, the 5D stuff. Like a lot of people, it's just like monetary. It's not really, they're not really doing it from a heart base place. It's not authentic, and a lot of people are manipulated, and they don't always have the best intentions, I guess you could say. I'm not saying everybody's like that, but
I don't even think it's the best intention. I don't think it's the best intention. I think it's just the way the world is. They're programmed that way, in that way. But then you got your ego coming in. Like, I'll tell you straight up, I went and did it a couple of years ago, opened my eyes to it because I opened my eyes to it where I was on stage doing some DDP yoga, right? Showing the world that, So anyway, someone come up to me and goes, why aren't I on the stage? I give so much money to this. I'm such a spiritual guru. Fucking bullshit, mate. Okay, I'm not a spiritual guy. I'm just giving out what I'm doing, right? You can see straight the difference between me and her. I mean, I wanted to get out. Look, I want to make some money in as well. That's fine. But I want to do it. I'm not going to do it the way that you're doing it because you're trying to force it. And you're full of shit. Well, you're going to say you gave up $90,000, you can't get on stage. All right. Well, that comes down to the management. But then it comes down to yourself to say, okay, how can I do it instead of whinging and sucking? And mate, number one, you can get your appearance right because as soon as I looked at you, here we go. Being a bit judgmental, ladies and gentlemen, but someone walks up like that and they look the way they look, you go, okay, have an attitude, and you have an attitude for starters, because everyone's judgmental on physical appearance, let's be honest. And then you go come and open your mouth and think you're the frigging next coming of Christ. It's a load of shit. But then you get great people in there as well who's just there to yes, of course, make some money, but they do the best thing they can for them, the best thing they can for the people. So there's my rant. Sorry to cut you off.
Some people that actually want to help the collective, and they're just sharing their message or their lifestyle or their whatever, help them heal, and then a money or whatever is a side product of doing what they love and following their purpose. But then there's some people that it gets more twisted with, right? And some people might start off like that, but then they see opportunities, or maybe people they can take advantage of, and they get kind of into the whole 3D, the money, the ego, and they might even trade some of her authenticity so they can make more money, selling their soul, right? There's different ways. You can sell your soul in a lot of different ways, You say celebrities have done it, but there's people that do it in their everyday life. Selling your soul is just really anytime you're like not being authentic to yourself and maybe the benefit of like someone else or to get more attention or money or something, you're willing to trade your authenticity and selling your soul. Like, a lot of musicians do that too. Celebrities, they sign a deal to talk about what their company wants to talk about, not what they want to talk about, or not what they want to sing about, or make it sound like this. So it's can go out to the masses more, right? Or program the masses. There's that kind of stuff too. So it's the same with the spiritual community. It's the same with anything you're trying to do. That's your purpose. I kind of just want to have a certain lifestyle and promote my lifestyle. And that way it's not like a job so much, and then, hey, I should make income from, I'm providing value for other people, but just by being myself and living my lifestyle, right? Yeah.
Clickbait that as well, ladies and gentlemen. That's great. I like that. It's just, I don't know, since Valentine's Day, we always say about the calendar, and the calendar of you can't fit 13 into 12, and the universally energetically is not working in this period of time. It always has to speed up, and it makes changes because you can't fit 13 moons into a 12-month calendar. So I'll say to you, leave it at that. But every time this time comes up, it doesn't matter if it's Mercury retrograde or bloody, whatever it may be. But it always happens this time of year. Everything gets moving. The energies are all heightened. The energies are crazy. Makes you think, makes you change.
Illusions are shattered, and eclipses in particular, which is coming up tomorrow. I don't know when I'm going to actually put this out, so it'll probably be after the eclipse, but you still feel the effects before and after to shed light on what you're supposed to work on. Truths are being revealed. And you think of the eclipse. What is the eclipse? The moon is going between the earth and the sun, blocking out the sun, blocking out the light. So it is forcing you to confront your shadow. It's kind of like a metaphor, whatever, but that is what's going on. And collectively, you see all the stuff that's coming out. I mean, there's always stuff going on, but it seems like the old paradigm is really like crashing, the old way of living. This is the whole shift that we're here for. It's like that's all going to crash, and it's probably going to be really ugly. And, people's belief systems are shattered. People trusted people that, to run our country or run our, the world. And it's all been a lie. It caused a lot of tough emotions, it's just like, it can be hard and you're grieving, but everyone's going through that on an individual level and a collective level too. It's about just like coming together. And we have Solomon joining us from work. Thank you so much for coming on, Solomon.
Hey, WrestleMania's on, Solomon.
You got kind of busy a little bit, so I just handled everything around here so I can hop on.
Talking about the changes in the shift of energy within the last couple of months, couple of weeks, because you can't fit 13 full moons into 12 months. And we've got the eclipse coming. It's just basically refocusing on what you really want and what the energy that you have. What's basically where you want to go, Solomon. And you just look at it. You get a taste of the nice energy that you want to be in. I don't know. It's just for me. It's I'm just because I've been doing the music and all that stuff for a while and all that. I'm just saying I'm missing the point in some ways. I don't want to get rid of it, but I like to have some balance in life in some ways. And Diamond Dallas Page always told me to plug some. This is my new affirmation cards that I wrote when I was in the black. When I was fighting the black dog for a while. They wrote some. I wrote some messages. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. I wrote some messages to myself with some Aussie slang in it. There's a bit of swearing in it, but if you get offended, well, stiff shit. These grow a set, because these things will actually help you get through and understand where I was back in the day. So anyway, plug for that. We'll talk after about getting you some. Anyway.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so that's where we're at, mate.
Yeah, man. It's like this here, man. This energy that's playing out, right? A lot of people might not want to get rid of a lot of old baggage, but it's necessary. It's necessary. Like we can talk about what's been going on the past few days, man. Like this is some of
Do
the
it.
I'm gonna tell you, this is some of the weirdest energy I have ever experienced in my
Yeah,
life.
talk about what you're seeing. Yeah. What's going?
It's like I'm literally seeing people lose their mind.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. You see, that's how you know the ones that do the work and the ones that don't do the work. It's a lot of people right now, and this happened to me like 3 days ago, right? I'm in a certain meditation, and all of a sudden, so much stuff start popping up. I mean, old childhood traumas, just so much coming in my line of awareness. You see, and I tried to shake some of it off. The more I tried to shake it off, the more it affected me. So I'm like, okay, if I'm going through this, it's a lot of people going through this right now, you know. So I get to work, right? These were the 2 nights that I worked overnight. When I tell you the entire system was down, it's like people running around here like chickens with their head cut off. You had police sirens from one side of the street to the other side of the street. And I'm sitting here and I'm like, man, what's going on? So next thing you know, this lady walked through, right? And she had this pink blanket and she just talking and crying to herself. I'm like, ma'am, are you okay? She like, yeah, I just got a lot of stuff that's bothering me. And then she just break out screaming. And I'm like, hold up, what? I didn't want to laugh, but what made me laugh is the understanding of what's going on. This
Yeah.
retrograde, you know, on top of this eclipse, man. And if you are not dealing with your inner turmoil, that stuff will take over you.
And
It
your
will take
shadow.
over
It's the
you.
eclipse. I mean, the eclipse is blocking out the light, so it's basically forcing society, forcing the world to
You
sit
got
with
to
a
tap
shadow.
into
That's what's going on. Yeah.
yeah, you got and it's gonna tell the ones that tapped into the dark side. The dark side is nothing but the subconscious mind.
Yep.
It's the subconscious realm. It's dark. You can't see anything. You feel me? So when I tell people and I try to show people this through content in the whole nine, a real light worker, right? A real light worker is gonna go through the darkness
Yep.
because it's
You
in the
have to.
darkness. It's in the void where you shine the light on yourself. It's not the fact you're trying to shine light on other people. If you're trying to shine light on other people and see why they're behaving the way they're behaving, you're taking the focus and attention totally away yourself. So why is this in your line of awareness? Why is this person reflecting something out towards you? That's what you really got to be looking at right now.
That's
So
good.
yeah, because these are the days where you're gonna see a lot of light workers running from their shadows because
Yep.
they never faced them. They never
I was
faced them.
just, I was just saying, I was just saying, Solomon, about that. I think it's been happening for a while because the ego, even though you're the spiritual community is a fucking nightmare. Let's be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Um, not it's not everyone, but you can see, you know, the people coming as the next coming of Christ. And
Yeah.
a friend of
Spiritual
my friend,
narcissism.
my mentor Greg Riley he's actually gone out and given it to him. What happens is he went to the way where psychics are. They've got powers. There's no doubt. Everything you do has got no doubt. Okay, so I'm not doubting. So clickbait this, ladies and gentlemen, all the bloody people out there. I'm not doubting anything. Guides,
And
bloody
I'm not
spirit
either.
guides. We're not doubting everything. We're doubting to understand that people come to you, right? Understand when someone comes to you, right? As I've done with my massage, my therapy business. If I can't help you, or there's something you got to do before you see me, you got to send them away,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, my belief is people come, and I know going through the twin flame, I did this, is people looking for answers.
Mm-hmm.
They go to tarot cards for starters. Now, the messages they get are based upon the set mindset they're at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of
Now,
working on that shadow.
if I was to tell you a lot of those messages that they get through these tarot cards be trickster spirits these days, would you believe me?
Yes.
Mate, I reckon I'll believe you because that's their mentality at the time. They haven't worked on
Mm-hmm.
themselves in that way. Would that be fair to say?
Yeah, totally, totally. So when they're looking for a twin, you see, they're not even bringing the twin flame within themselves. You got to
What's the
understand
twin flame though? What's the twin flame though, mate? The twin
a
flame's you
twin
as a mirror,
flame.
mate.
I'm
The
explaining
twin
like this here,
flames,
right?
the twin flame's your
It's
mirror,
like
mate.
it's like exactly Adam and Eve. You see, if you're looking at Adam and Eve from a physical standpoint, then that's male and female coming together. But if you look at Adam and Eve on an esoteric occult standpoint, when you bringing in your masculine and your feminine together, you see, you got to understand we are two parts of one individual body. Duality. You have right brain, you have left brain, right hand, right eye, left eye. That's two parts of a self, but you got to understand the whole. If you're really not understanding the whole right now, then you're not understanding so much. You see, but the real twin flame union is bringing your masculine and your feminine together, balance, yin and yang. You see what I'm saying? Because we're both. The spirit is androgynous.
I'll go one step further. I'll go one step further, mate. If you're looking at the twin flame in that way, because I've been through it, and it was a basic wake up to get through the forbidden door, to look at myself and go right in and look and go, right, what do I want to be? What do I want to be, and what am I seeing that I need to work on? So it's actually allowing you to go through the forbidden door, unlock that cage of emotions you've had inside, because you're actually looking at yourself and you're having that talk with yourself. Now they say, I don't know if you've seen on Netflix, that fucking psychopath that was on there.
Yeah.
And there you go. Clickbait that, ladies and gentlemen.
Twin flame, whatever. I forgot the name of it. Yeah.
Remember, I'm Robin. I've got Batman now. Legit. But that bloody psychopath taking it from one side. Oh, you must have this because I've got this. Mate, your bloody grounded chakras were out of control. And, mate, I saw two people sitting like two zombies because they were looking at each other, didn't know you should be taken away and worked on your shadow. Let's work what's going on in there. Because you've actually unlocked your dark side. Let's work with that. What they're trying to do is go, oh, yeah, that's your dark side, deal with it, and then get together with someone who's got a dark side coming in. Mate, bang. What do you get? You get bloody chaos and,
trauma bonding.
Okay, I get it. I totally get it. You want me to tell you what I do? It's like this here, right? If you're looking for somebody to work with, right? And this is just what I do.